Ooh. Ooh. Undo. Oh. Let's see if my oh, it's been removed. See? And chances are my I've been removed from the group. You watch. Yeah. Yep, there you go. Kicked out from the group. Yeah. So, good luck trying to change the world. Good luck trying to make the world a better place. Good luck veganism. That's all I have to say. All right, what's going on, people? So, as you would have seen in my little snippet clip just then, that I was removed from the Adelaide Vegan Facebook page. So, what I had done was I had written out a post trying to get vegetarians to see that their lifestyle causes suffering uh, when they believe that their lifestyle doesn't cause suffering. My video goes through this video that's following now goes through a post that I made earlier in the Adelaide Vegans Facebook page, and I use that information to create some content. So, yeah, if you want to hear 21 minutes of me going off, stay tuned, stick around. Hopefully, you learn something. If you don't, that's cool. Just give me some feedback. Um, yeah, if anyone wants to have a chat, hit me up. So, peace. Thanks for watching. Here's the video. All right. So I'm making this video because earlier today and over the last few days, I've been making some posts in a Facebook page called Adelaide Vegans. So Adelaide is the main city in South Australia, and there's an active vegan community in Adelaide. Now I've been making some posts in order to try and hold vegetarian people who are vegetarian accountable for their actions when they decide it's okay to consume dairy products. Earlier today, I made this post in the morning before I went to work. It, as always, they're always deleted by the time I get home. So this time I thought I'd record on my phone all the comments that took place and talk about it, have a discussion about it. So I made this post. It reads here: attention vegetarians in this group. What will it take for you to stop herding cows for dairy when there are alternatives? It should only take seeing or hearing about the suffering your lifestyle inflicts to stop harming them. Because if you find out about it and then don't stop doing it, you are intentionally harming cows/calves by your lifestyle. Fair? There is no health condition that mandates dairy consumption as much as there is no health condition that mandates the consumption of dog dairy or rat dairy. There's no such thing as happy cows on happy pastures. Remember, cows are the only victims here. You are not the victim in this scenario. If anyone wants to share your favourite alternatives, share them below. Okay, so the reason I'm saying it the way I'm saying it is I'm genuinely asking a question here. What will it take for you to stop herding cows for dairy when there are alternatives? There are alternatives out there. There's alternatives like Sheese, SHEESE. There's alternatives like biocheese. There's a whole bunch of others that are out there. Yeah, they might be a little bit more expensive, but the only reason dairy cheese is cheap is because it's subsidized by the government, by the taxpayer, by people who work and earn a living. So that's what makes it cheaper, and various other things. And I go on to say, it should only take seeing or hearing about the suffering and lifestyle inflicts to stop harming them. That's, once you find out about the dairy industry, you know what it is you're inflicting. I think any sane, rational person, once they find out about the suffering that they're causing, could immediately make a switch. That's what happened to me. I found out what it was that I was participating in, and then I decided to not participate in that anymore from that point on. I didn't even look at it as food. It hit me hard enough for me to realize that I've been doing this my whole life. Now I need to stop, and now I need to continue to speak up for them. Now I've been off of the activism game for a little while because I've been doing other things, trying to get my life back on track and, trying to make it, easier for me to be able to do these things and have it affect me less and less mentally, because I was hitting it really hard for a while there. So the main point of this post is because I've got this post here, this one here, ready to go to post into the Adelaide Vegans page, and we're going to sit and we're going to get some responses. So, all right, so if you want to stop and have a read. I'll read it out, actually. Cheese isn't a good enough excuse to continue consuming dairy. Many people, especially vegetarians, say they oppose the veal industry. However, the veal industry only exists because of the dairy industry. So stop buying dairy. So by buying dairy, you are creating the supply of carbs for veal. That was an excerpt taken from Earthling Ed's video here, Why Aren't Vegans Just Vegetarian, which I've got in the link here. Now, earlier today in this post, where is it? Here. So we'll go through and, I've took a video of it and just sort of scrolling through. Now, what usually happens is people, they say things like, I don't like passive-aggressive posts like this. It's going to bring people to our side. Well, I could go through all of these comments, right? But you don't like it. All right. What are you going to do about it? I'm trying to speak up for the cows. I'm trying to make sure that people are aware of what they're doing by their lifestyle. And you don't think a passive-aggressive post. It's not a passive-aggressive post. It's a direct post based on what's happening to dairy cows, so vegetarians and non-vegans can have cheese. Now, this answer here, well, they definitely won't want to go vegan now. Well, the reason they won't want to go vegan because of this post, if that's the reason they don't want to go vegan, is because they never wanted to anyway. It's not ethics to get someone to change their mind. It's not being lovely and kind to people by saying things like, hey mate, have you considered not having dairy? It'll make you feel better. Well, no, you can still be kind about it by saying, hey mate, did you know that buying that cheese there, you're causing dairy cows to be bred into existence and calves to be taken away from their mothers and their mothers to be artificially inseminated, and explain the artificial insemination process. Ask them questions like, if that were done to a human, what do you think that would be called? Usually they come up with the word themselves. And, then they decide to change. Now, people in the Adelaide Vegans group, I'm sharing things like this because vegetarians think that they're doing good by cutting one part of, animal products out of their diet, just meat, when the dairy industry is the worst industry on the planet. It just makes no sense to me, right? So they think they're doing something, which means, all right, vegetarians, oh yeah, they'd be easy enough to push over the line to go vegan. Nah, they won't do that. Nah, because they like cheese, and it's too hard for them to stop. Would you accept someone who, I don't know, discriminates against humans to say, oh, I've stopped discriminating against humans on Fridays or Thursdays. I've gone discriminating human-free Mondays. Now, if we were to follow your logic, you would praise that because it's a step in the right direction. Well, I wouldn't. I would say no, stop discriminating against humans, full stop. You've got no justification to do it. The same applies to animals. Unless you can tell me a way, or you can give me a trait that's present in animals that, if not present in humans, would justify us doing this to them. Many people would say things like, don't know, intelligence. All right, well, animals are less intelligent than us, therefore we get to kill them. Okay, well, some humans are less intelligent than other humans. Does that justify us to kill those humans? No, it doesn't. So that, obviously, that logic falls apart. So, we can continue to go down these rabbit holes, but you won't be able to find one. And if you do, present it to us, and most of us will probably go back to eating meat, because if we need to do it, then we'll do it. Now, right now, we don't need to do it because there's no proof and no logical reasoning behind us doing it. All right, I'll continue on from here. So yeah, what I did was I recorded it on my phone and just, sent it to myself. So yeah, how many more of your posts need to get removed before you get the hint? What hint? What are you saying? Like, what hint? What, that people don't like being told that their lifestyle causes harm? Now, I'm not saying that my lifestyle doesn't cause harm. Everyone's lifestyles cause harm. It's about minimizing the amount of harm that we cause. I catch the train to work every day. The train probably runs over ants sometimes. There's nothing I can do about that. I need to get to work. Well, I bought a push bike so I can ride my push bike to work. It's just, it makes no sense. If we were to, say that, you when you're consuming dairy, you are intentionally causing the maximum amount of suffering on that animal. Because I say the word intentional because your actions are saying that you want that in your body. You might think that you don't want them to die, but your actions, which speak louder than words, say something else. Hey dude, I get your heart's in it, just this isn't going to attract a good response. I was vegetarian for 7 years before becoming a vegan, and I had to do it in my own time. If I had been shamed and guilted, I wouldn't have made that decision ever. Now, I don't shame or guilt anyone. Like, I'm just saying, what will it take for you to stop hurting cows for dairy? It should only take seeing and hearing about the suffering your lifestyle inflicts to stop harming them. And, there's no such thing as happy cows or happy pastures. There is no health condition that mandates it. So where's the guilt? Like, where am I shaming anyone? If what I'm saying here makes you feel ashamed, and what I'm saying is the truth, then why don't you bring your lifestyle in line with that truth, so then it doesn't apply to you anymore? It's not like I dislike you now, and then when you go vegan, I'm still going to dislike you. It's like I'm not going to dislike you anymore. I'm trying to just push this message out and say, hey guys, stop hurting cows because they're the victims. No one here is the victim. I'm not the victim. These people aren't the victim. The cows are the victims, as we can see. Now, if that were done to a human, what would that be called? I know you don't like the word, but if that were done to a human, what would that be called? What would we call that?
The bull semen. Once her baby has been born, her child will be taken by the farmer, normally within the first 24 hours of the calf being born. The more milk the calf drinks, the less milk the farmer can sell.
You get it. You get it. Look at this.
Bond with their babies, just like human mothers with their children.
Mothers, if there are any mothers here watching this, how would you feel if someone was to come and take your child away from you because they want your breast milk? Who's the victim? Okay, so let's go through some more of these comments. Now, it has to be like this because I couldn't take screenshots, but I reckon this is a better way to do it. Yeah, so, I get these trolly comments as well. This is what you choose to do on a Friday morning. Well, it didn't take much of my time at all. You're not helping the cows. You're helping your ego here, pal. The holier than thou shit is selfish. Righto. Right. I'll go into this later as well, but when people say that, I think what they're doing is they're projecting their own feelings onto the person who's making the truthful statement. Now, I don't think I'm better than anyone else, but I do think this message needs to be heard. And the way I word it, it's going to piss some people off. It looks like it pisses more people off than it doesn't. But I'm looking for the people it doesn't piss off and the people who it makes sense to. I don't care about anything else. Like, I see this and, I know that they're not going to... If we were... I challenge people to debates all the time and they never go through with it. They always back out. If they were right, they'd have no problem. Be walking in the park, wouldn't it? But no, they'll just sit here and they'll sit in their echo chamber and they'll have a go at the person who actually wants justice for the cows and the animals who are out there. Things like that. So I'll move into the comment threads. Why preach to a vegan group? Well, this guy, like what he says here, why preach to a vegan group? Because this group is full of vegetarians as well. Oh, here you go. To vegetarians in this group, why do you hate cows? Oh, wait, well, whatever. Why do you hate cows, though? He's asking it here. I don't know why they say things like this, but it's only, I guess it's because the context in which the writing comes across. Yeah, that's all. They really care about that. It doesn't need a response. Yeah, she tends to go... drop lots of comments against the posts that I make, but none of them are really coherent. None of them really make much sense because all she's doing is going at me and not like what I'm saying. And I don't know whether she'd be able to hold herself up in a debate or a conversation about it anyway. But yeah, like I was saying here, no one here has actually put together a coherent argument. No one has, right? And one of the comments that gets dropped here, you haven't put together a coherent post. Is this incoherent? It seems to make a lot of sense to me. I go into saying, what will it take for you to stop? It should only take seeing it to stop. And if you see it and keep going, you are intentionally harming them. There's nothing to do with your health that requires you to have it. There's no such thing as happy cows on happy pastures, and that they're the victims. How is that incoherent? It just makes no sense. Like, this is why I see like people post and comment on things like this, and they're just in here for their echo chamber to get their likes and their people to prop them up. Whereas there's people who have the capacity to do it aren't speaking out. How regressive my tactics are, pull your head out of your... Like, people say things like this too, without saying how it's regressive, and that my head's my ass. Well, no, it's not. Like, how is me telling the truth about something, me having my head up my ass, or an ego trip? Yeah, Ed Noble. How are my tactics regressive? Tell me how. Would you say the same thing about women's rights activists speaking up for women's rights in the same way that I'm speaking up for animal rights? What's not coherent about what I've said? Oh, that's my comment. Yeah, see, I question them on it too. Nothing. But yeah, I don't care about all these other comments because I'm not the victim. I've got beer too. Then I post the same shit. Same shit because people aren't opposing it clearly. They're just saying general statements and sweeping what I'm saying under the rug. And thanks Alison. Someone who gets it. All right, yeah, so I'll make this post and let's see it live. So I'm sharing this post in the Adelaide Vegans page. You watch people jump onto it. So I'll just go across it. Cheese isn't a good enough good enough excuse to continue consuming dairy. Oh, I've read it, yeah. Vegetarianism is not an ethical stance against exploitation. This post is not holier than thou. Because if you notice, I'm not here to be liked as if I'm holier than thou. I'm not here to be liked. I don't want you to like me. I don't care if you like me. I don't care if you like me or not. To be honest, I couldn't care less. I think vegetarians are the ones that think they're holier than thou because they intentionally harm cows. They do intentionally harm cows by their lifestyle. It's the truth. This is why people hate vegans. That old chestnut. People drop that all the time. And people only say that because vegans, like, people back in the day would have said, this is why I hate women's rights activists. This is why I hate abolitionists. Oh, shit. This is why I hate this activism group whose activism has now changed our world to what it is today. This is why people hate people who want to see the world in a better place. You should handle it with more tact. This isn't the way to get people on board. Okay, what approach works for you then? See, people, every time this comes up, I say, well, what you said to me just then is kind of like someone who's never sung a note before in their life trying to tell a singer how to sing. It's like, well, how do you expect me to take on board your actions or your criticisms if you don't even do what it is that you're trying to tell me to change? So what approach works for you? How do you think the cows would want you to act? What's the response you've been getting? What's your response? How would you want someone to speak up on your behalf if you were in a cage about to have your head cut off and have your baby taken from you? Have you always been vegan? No, but I changed once I found out what I was participating in. It's a journey. Would you accept someone saying that if they were indoctrinated into racism? No, obviously not. Well, if you would, then you'd be consistent. I don't think people are bad. I do think, however, if you know what you're doing and continue to do, because I like cheese, you don't get to play the victim when you're called out for that. So, undo. Oh, let's see if my, it's been removed. See? And chances are I've been removed from the group. You watch. Yeah. Yep. There you go. Kicked out from the group. Yeah. So, good luck trying to change the world. Good luck trying to make the world a better place. Good luck, veganism. That's all I have to say.